What is up, YouTube? And you know what time it is. It's time for an NFL Week 6 preview. Let's get right into it, fellas. The first game, Buccaneers at Eagles. Tomorrow's game, the game that kicks off the week. Expect nothing but a clobbering and a dismantlement of the Philadelphia secondary by Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. I'm taking the Buccaneers here 38-17. Philly's not going to get any sort of a running game going against that Tampa front seven. And that Eagles running game is pretty bad to begin with. And I just don't see Jalen Hurts being able to make the throws he can with that pass rush coming in. So I got the Bucks clobbering the Eagles there. Then the London game. Ah, man, these London games. Dolphins at Jaguars. Another really fun matchup for London. They're just great matchups. Pure quality matchups that the NFL is sending over to London. I got the Dolphins winning here in a close one, 22-19. Vikings at Panthers. The Vikings are the underdog, I guess, going into this game, but I think the Vikings are just the better team. They could easily have a better record than the Panthers right now. I got the Vikings winning it 27-20. Then one of the top games of the week, Chargers at Ravens. I think the Chargers right now are a better overall team than the Ravens are, but I got the Ravens winning here 24-20 because the Chargers, an LA team having to travel all the way to the East Coast like this, against Baltimore, and they already came off of a thrilling win against the Browns. It's going to be hard to go back to back against two very good defenses and offenses, and now on the road in that tough time zone switch for them. So I got the Ravens winning, but it'd still be a tight one. Then the Rams at the Giants. This is probably the biggest surprise. I got the Giants winning here, 24-23. Look, every time, and look, I get that Matthew Stafford's on a new team, but every time Matthew Stafford does well, something goes wrong. It's like, I don't know, it's like you get a 99 on a math test for the first time. You get the best grade you've ever gotten on a math test, and let's say it's a 99. Then you get a 60 on a class you usually do well in. That's just how I feel about Matthew Stafford. So you may say, okay, this is true, but why this week against the Giants? Look, I don't think the Rams are going to completely collapse. I don't think the Rams are going to completely collapse starting this week. I think the Giants are just going to pull an upset. Look at last year. The Giants went from all the way to New York, all the way to the West Coast, played the Rams, and only lost to the Rams 17-9. They played them very, very tough. And arguably this Giants team is a whole lot better now. And even with the injuries, some of these guys are going to be back probably this upcoming week. And now it's in New York, and the Rams historically play terrible on the East Coast. So I got the Rams going to the Giants and getting upset 24-23. Then the Texans at the Colts. I got the Colts winning here 28-23. These are two teams that are extremely irrelevant and will be nowhere at the end of the season. Then the Chiefs at the football team. I got my Chiefs bouncing back 27-20. Even if we win this game but our defense allows 30 or more points, even if we win this game like 40-30 and our defense allows more than 30 points, I think Steve Spagnuolo, there's a strong chance he's going to get fired, the defensive coordinator, because their defense is just looking horrendous. But I think if they win the way I predict, 27-20, his job will live another week. Another big upset I have happening this week, Packers at Bears. I got the Bears winning 24-23 in a statement game for the new look Bears with Justin Fields under center. Look, it's in Chicago. These two teams always play each other very rough and very gritty. And I think the Bears defense will be able to slow down Rodgers, while I think the Packers will have trouble containing the dual threat young quarterback in Justin Fields. I don't think the Bears will be able to actually then win this division and keep this up down the road and when they play Green Bay again, it's especially in Lambeau. But I think this week coming up, I think the Bears are going to get the win. Then the Bengals at the Lions. I got the Bengals winning here 31-28. Maybe a little closer than some people expect because I'm not 100% sold on the Bengals yet as a team. And the Lions have done nothing but play people tough, but I do have the Bengals winning. Then probably the best game of the week in my opinion. Everyone's saying it's Chargers at Ravens, which that is a very good game, but I think this one's even better. Cardinals at Browns. I have the last undefeated team here losing to the Cleveland Browns 32-29 and a funny score with some field goals and some 2-point attempts. I think this is going to be a dogfight. I don't see the Browns dropping to 3-3, and again, I can't stress this enough, but a West Coast team having to play on the East Coast, which is what the Cardinals are going to do, always throws people off. Just look at the statistics, and I mean, they don't always lose, but it's definitely going to change their play a little bit, and when they're playing a good team, it's all the more hard. And I think the Browns will be able to put up a lot of points against the Cardinals defense, despite the Cardinals defense being one of the best in the league. Because the Browns offense, I think, can just get it going, and like they did last week against the Chargers. And meanwhile, I think the Browns secondary and pass rush is good enough to be able to get some key stops on the Kyler Murray-led Arizona offense. Then the Cowboys at the Patriots. Look, I got the Patriots winning here in New England. Tough road game for the Cowboys, having to go all the way up to Foxborough. I think it's going to be a little bit more chilly there. Cowboys don't play well historically in cold weather. And I think Bill Belichick knows that this game coming up is a must-win game for his Patriots. If they lose, they drop to 2-4, and their shots at the postseason continue to fade away and slip away from them. So and especially then if Buffalo wins on Monday, New England, and they won't know if they had or not because this game's played on Sunday. New England will really be behind, and pretty much the division would be out of reach. So I think Bill Belichick is going to put up a scheme to be able to slow that Cowboys offense down like he did against Tampa, and I think that the Cowboys passing attack will be kept in check by the New England secondary, even without Stephon Gilmore. Look, they did it without Stephon Gilmore against Tampa, and I just think that Bill Belichick, he's the greatest coach of all time, and I believe that the greatest coach of all time will come up with some sort of way to be able to slow them down. And then on the other side of the ball, I think all Mac Jones and that Patriots offense needs to do is just not give Dallas short fields. Don't turn the ball over. Play it safe, which is what I think they will do, which is why ultimately I think they will win 23-20. Then the Raiders at the Broncos, two pretender teams, two clowny-ass teams. But I got the Broncos winning here 28-20, knocking the Raiders down to 3-3 after the 3-0 start. Obviously, a lot of drama for the Raiders. Their head coach resigned, and good thing he did. And hopefully, we can crack down on more people like John Gruden, so that kind of shit and crap does not exist in the NFL in the near future. But yeah, I got the Broncos winning there 28-20. Then the Seahawks at the Steelers, the Sunday night game. Boy, is this going to be a boring game. I'm telling you right now, that is going to be a boring game. I got the Steelers winning here 23-13. This is going to be boring as heck, and I think you should be able to bring your knowledge together and figure out why. First of all, if you've watched any Steelers games this year, you would know why their offense is boring to watch. Ben Roethlisberger checking it down every freaking play, watching Juju Smith-Schuster go on a drag/curl route every goddamn play, and it is the most frustrating thing to watch. No variety in play calling. Meanwhile, with Seattle, a team that Russell Wilson makes fun to watch, he is not playing. Instead, we're going to get Geno Smith against this Pittsburgh defense in Heinz Field, in a primetime game, yeah, that's a recipe for disaster for Seattle. So what we're going to see in this game is a lot of turnovers by both sides, a lot of punting, and a few field goals for both teams. This one's going to be a boring one. I'll still watch it because I love football in all its shapes and sizes. But I'm telling you, if you're just a casual football fan, this will not be a fun game to watch, even though it sounds like they're two fun teams. And then Monday Night Football, Bills at the Titans. Last year, I remember when these two teams played on a rescheduled game due to COVID. It was on a Saturday. It was a Saturday game, I believe. The Titans beat the crap out of the Bills in that game, 40 something to 16, I think it was, 41 to 16, something like that. You can correct me in the comment section down below if you remember. But yeah, look, I think the Bills are the better team than the Titans, and I think they're more of a contender than the Titans are. I just don't trust Ryan Tannehill, and I'm not 100% sold on that run defense of Tennessee. But Tennessee is built to beat Buffalo. That's the thing. They are built to beat Buffalo. And, all you Bills fans or anyone, you guys are going to be saying, oh, you're just hating on the Bills because they beat your team last week. No, it's really not, actually. The reason I have the Titans winning this game, and I think any true football expert would be able to see this and realize the Titans are going to win this game. Maybe not in blowout fashion, but they are going to win this game, and here's why. The Titans' main thing on offense, as we all know, is Derrick Henry. Feed him the ball. Get him 25 to 30 carries a game. Buffalo's defense is a very strong secondary. It can stop the pass. It can stop. It can stop all of the passes. It has a great secondary, and does a great job of shutting down almost every single different kind of passing attack that's thrown at them. But the weakness with Buffalo, and it has improved this season, don't get me wrong, but it's still not where they would want it to be, is their run defense. Their run D is not good. And when the Titans have a running back like Derrick Henry, who can carry it 25 to 30 times a game and get almost 200 yards on a consistent 5, 6, 7 yard carry, your defense is just gonna get worn out, beat up, and the Titans are just gonna control the clock that way. The Titans' strength is the exact counter for the Bills' weakness. And it doesn't just stop there. It also transfers to the other side of the ball. The other side of the ball, you got the Bills, a heavy pass team that has pretty much completely gone away from their good running back in Devin Singletary. But they're a strictly pass team for the most part. But Tennessee's defense is strengths is stopping the pass. So, with Buffalo on offense, they're probably not going to be feeding it too much to Devin Singletary because the Titans do have a solid run D, but it's not as good as their secondary. In their secondary, they got the young rookie Caleb Farley, the young safety Elijah Molden, the veteran Janoris Jenkins, Kevin Byard at safety. This defense is built to stop the pass, and I think they're going to be able to contain that passing attack and those receivers of Buffalo. So it's going to be very interesting to see. This is how I see it going down. It can go either two ways. One, it can go where Buffalo is stubborn and doesn't adjust accordingly to these problems that they have. And what would wind up happening is they wind up losing by 2 scores, maybe more, if they don't adjust. But I think obviously Sean McDermott sees all this, and the Bills see this, and even if they don't now or don't want to ignore it for now, but then in the game, mid-game, they have to switch up, I think then they can hang around because I do think, with Devin Singletary, they will be able to counter the Titans' pass defense. But I still don't see them coming out on top. I would be shocked if the Bills win this game simply because of matchups. We see teams that we think are better than others all the time, but then we actually, after watching the game, say, oh, what the heck happened here? Well, well, here's going to be one of these situations, and I'm breaking it down before it happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. There's 4 teams on a bye this week. The Jets are on a bye, the Saints are on a bye, the Falcons are on the bye, and the 49ers on the bye. 49ers definitely need a bye to get healthy and figure out that whole quarterback situation there. I think they should stick with Jimmy Garoppolo. But Trey Lance, he hasn't gotten a fair shot yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Make sure to subscribe and stack that like button if you enjoyed. And as always, I will see you guys next time.